You got into the safety business because you wanted to protect people, but somewhere along the way, the job started controlling your time, your schedule, your priorities, even your income potential. What if the expertise you've built over the years in the field can give you something more? More freedom, more control, more ownership of your future. I'm Sheldon Primus, the author of 7 Steps to Starting a Profitable Safety Consulting Business and the host of the Safety Consultant Podcast, with more than 350 episodes helping safety professionals become consultants and grow their career. Consulting changed my life. In fact, I'm a full-time RVer, and one consulting contract paid for my home I live in today. Now, I help safety professionals build their own consulting practice through bi-weekly coaching calls, accountability, and personal guidance. But this program isn't for everyone. Start with the Consultant Readiness Audit at sheldon.coach.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete Signal Transmission Trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion, the book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all 3 books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.
This is Andy.
And this is Matt.
And you're listening to
The Hot Podcast with no name.
What a dumb name.
It's so stupid. Episode 65. It was a very melodic start. I don't know why I sang 65, but we are in a unique location.
Yeah.
I almost said time of our lives. We're in a unique time in our lives, actually. We are in Santa Fe.
Yes.
We are in the living room of a hotel suite, recording and coming up with some ideas. And I think we're going to share some of our ideas.
Well, I think we need help.
Well, as a loaded and accurate statement that's applicable to a lot of areas, but why don't you be more specific?
Well, when we look back at all of the podcast topics that we have talked to, you and I were discussing where the topics came from, and many of them came from, actually most of them came from conversations that would happen during training or during conversations that were repeated topics that people would get stuck on, or things that during a training we felt like we just never had enough time to actually dive in deeply. And so the thought process was that hopefully this podcast could help in some of those topics, right? It could just be extra time. So that's one way that we decided what to talk about.
Which I think we said pretty early on in like episode 1 or 2 was we looked at the podcast as an extension of trainings that we did.
I think I said it was easier than writing a book.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to call you out on it.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
But the idea was that we wanted to continue the conversation, basically, that we don't usually have time for.
Yeah. And then other ways that we've come up with topics is not us coming up with them at all, meaning people have sent us emails, flung us emails, I believe, and requested us talking about specific things, which is incredibly helpful. And I think we're at a moment right now where we have a couple different directions to go in, a couple different ideas of places that we may or may not be helpful in taking the conversation. And we want to use at least some amount of hop to do hop. So we want to make sure that the ideas that we have are actually going to be beneficial for the people on the other end of this discussion. And so our thought was we would kind of talk through a few of them, and then hopefully people would be willing to teach us if any of them are helpful, or if they would prefer us to talk about something else, or if they just want us to stop. We could just stop too.
Yeah, that's an acceptable response.
Or be like, no, you have 65 is enough.
Yeah.
You just call it.
How many
quits,
more
guys.
does the world need? Really,
probably
of these
zero.
episodes?
Zero is definitely the answer, but so that's our plan, to hopefully get some operational intelligence that would be useful to people, so that we're not just sitting and pontificating on things that we think is helpful that's just not helpful at all.
Which we do enough of that off recording. Believe me, there's plenty of time for that, and we do it often. But I don't think any of these ideas that we're thinking about are wildly revolutionary. It's just maybe directions we want to go, and we want to hear what's important to people who listen, because we did find out that the arguing against yourself was helpful.
Yeah, we got quite a bit of, which
yeah,
was a wild decision to do with much thought from our perspective at all in terms of.
I think they've gathered that 65 episodes in. It's really, what do we want to talk about as we sit down to record, and then we do it. And in this episode, or those episodes, it was well received, because I think you hit on, I don't know how you got there, but a lot of the criticisms that people who are trying to advocate for this to be a part of their organizations here.
Yeah. So here's.
You notice how I didn't give you any
credit.
Credit?
No, it's fine. You should.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure.
I don't deserve it. Okay, so here's one possible direction we could go for another sort of mini series.
Which is fun. I have no idea what you're going to say next.
I know.
And I also have an idea, and you have no idea what I'm going to say. So
okay.
Go ahead.
So one of the things that people ask for fairly frequently are sound bites or small, short bits of information that they can share to try to explain a specific concept or topic, but within, 3, 4, 5-minute chunks. Something that they could either send to a senior leader to explain a piece of this puzzle, or they could have a discussion at the beginning of a meeting of some sort. And so one possible idea is to gather some tiny bits of information that would be helpful and put them into smaller chunks of recording that people could then use as a tool in their work environment.
So are you thinking of, this idea comes from someone's in a meeting and a senior leader says something that is just going very against top? Like, we always give people enough time to do work safely, and it's their responsibility to stop work when they can't be safe. And your thought is we record something that's almost like a response or a story, kind of showing why that's not true, or at least not how we need to lead the organization.
Yeah, that would be a good example. So it could be a specific tidbit that comes up as a pushback, but our response would be quite succinct, which is a big issue for me.
Which actually is funny. You're demonstrating it right now, because I just described what the thing was, and you were like, no. Let me say
it again. Right, it's okay. So that's one possibility. Another thing would be something as simple as people often ask for a short recording about, like, what is HOP? What is operational learning? What is a learning team? Just short explanations of things that they could then use as a resource when they need it with somebody else's words. So it's not coming from them. It's coming maybe from this other location that they might be able to use as some sort of sense of authority, maybe misplaced, but some sort of sense of authority as to.
Very misplaced.
As
we have to lean away from the door that someone's walking through, having a casual conversation because we're recording next to a hallway. So yes. Okay. Got it.
All right. So that is one option.
Okay.
Do you want me to give another one, or are you going to?
No, I'm going to go.
Okay, your
because
turn.
mine is your options are always way more considerate of other people's thoughts and feelings, and my options are usually very much like, I'm frustrated.
This is your outlet for frustration.
And so I have a microphone. Why not record it?
It's an abuse of power.
Think people choose to listen to me, or they're just listening to me to get to you, which is just fine. I've said this to you before.
Okay.
It came to me a couple weeks ago when we were having a conversation, which is that everybody wants to do hop until it's time to do hop.
Everyone wants to do hop until it's time to do hop. Okay, say more.
I think from what I've gathered, not being a safety professional, working in this space, hop has become enough of a buzzword and infiltrated enough of the organizations that we've seen or worked with or talked about working with, that it is in some ways the hot, cool thing to do. We've had a number of organizations come to us after a conference and say, "Hey, I've been hearing about this for a while.
This
I
is
just
what
heard
people
you
seem
speak."
to be doing. Yeah.
Or a contractor comes to us and said, "Our companies that we work with are asking us about it. We need to learn what this is and be able to talk about it."
Mm-hmm.
And I think it has traction because it is a helpful thought process in a lot of ways, and it's different, and there's a lot of good thoughts on the surface of it. But then when there is a high consequence event or a potential event, we revert back to non-hop behavior.
Okay.
And that's mean by everybody wants to do hop until it's time to do hop.
Okay. And then are you picturing us talking to those types of examples, or what are you picturing?
Yes, I think talking about when it is easiest to revert back or do something that maybe wouldn't align with the hop thought process. And what are those examples? When do they happen? And what can be said to hopefully bring people back into a hop thought?
Okay. All right. So that's option 2.
Yeah. Do you want to recap that as well?
No.
Okay.
No. Sorry. But to recap it. No.
Yeah. One more time. Okay.
Okay. So that's option 2. Option 3 would be talking about these types of concepts, except outside of work, outside of industry. A poor example of that would be like last episode of an attempt to demonstrate it through talking in parenting. But that sort of realm of how do we ingrain the way that we would be using these concepts into things that we're doing outside of work to maybe make it easier to be able to use them in tough situations inside of work. So that would be option 3.
Okay. Option 4.
Wait, do you have one, or are you just gonna? You just like you have to make one up right now.
2 things can be true. We are fortunate to know some great people in the space, and we have only ever had 2 guests on.
This is true. Yeah.
And it was Eric and Ron, which we really enjoyed creating those episodes, and it takes a little more work and planning to do, which we've shown that we are barely able to keep it with just 2 of us. But I think there's some benefit of maybe getting some outside perspective. Now, I'll say that if that sounds interesting to anyone listening, let us know. It might not be a quote unquote mini series like we've done, but we just like to know if getting other perspectives is helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Which I think in general the answer is always yes.
Sure, but
because then they don't have to listen to us.
Yeah, I know. All right, maybe don't tell us. No, please tell us.
Option 5.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. To go back to 4, if you know anybody you'd like us to do an episode with.
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be helpful to know.
Yeah. Do you want me to recap that too?
Yes. You can self enter the pool of guests by the way. Just side note. This is not for you.
So people, no, not me,
Not for
but for people listening. If
you're like, I want to be on there, you can let us know.
Sure,
That's fine
absolutely.
too.
We would
No
love to hear the
promises.
stories.
I'll say that now, so don't get mad at us.
The reason for no promises is not because we don't want them on. The reason for no promises is because we're not organized enough to get people recorded. Is that a fair?
If we're
going
going
to
to work on your succinct response, I think we have 64 and a half episodes detailing that we are not organized enough to do this.
Okay, so that was option 4. Option 5, this is something that people have recently been requesting, I think, more and more in places where we've already sort of established some of the foundational concepts of what hop is, the lens, the shift, the thought process, and then people are sort of getting stuck on some of the details of things around how do you actually operationally learn, for example, meaning, hey, I know I want to understand context, and I know context is important, and I know I want to go have conversation with people. I don't really know exactly what that looks like and what that sounds like. And we have, I think, 2 episodes on operational learning that we recorded pretty early on.
Yeah, I think it's episode maybe 11, starts at 11, I believe.
And then this would be a little bit different because what I'm picturing is kind of a bit of a tutorial on how to operationally learn, meaning the pattern of speech, the things that you'd want to set in terms of like what allows people to be candid. So kind of a mini series that's pretty specific on how do you do this, if that would be helpful, because that's something that people have requested.
Which I think would end up being more verbose in each element of operational learning. So we'd really spend time on the details.
Don't tell me not to be succinct.
No, I'm trying.
Don't give me that. Don't give me that platform.
I was throwing a caution into everyone else that's what they could be asking for if they go for that route. But I think it is important. When operational learning is such a big part of what we do and what we talk about, for us only to have a couple episodes about it feels a little silly. So probably worth revisiting anyway.
Yeah.
But just a good thought.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough.
Well, I think that, so it's 5 options, and those are just the things that we've thought about, which is just
is the other half of this episode.
What is
that we don't know?
Oh,
we don't know. We don't know.
Right.
That's really it. We have those 5 as options that we're thinking about.
But it doesn't mean that they're the right options.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I would guarantee they're probably not. Yeah, they're probably wrong. And I think it's just giving the listeners a chance to tell us what they want to hear about.
Yeah. So if anyone who is listening is willing and you would like to teach us something that could be helpful, we are more than ready and willing to hear thoughts. And that includes, shut it down, guys.
Hey, that's
You're
enough.
just done.
You've done it. And you're probably thinking, wow, 65 episodes. I'm sure they have a lot of emails coming in every day about the episodes and about, nope, we got room to hear it. We have bandwidth for those emails. So we would really like to hear what you'd like to hear.
Nailed it.
Wow. Should writing these things down. Those are pretty good.
All right. I think that's all we have, right?
I think that's it. Yeah. Let us know. As I shrug on an audio medium that no one can hear. But thanks for listening, and we'll talk again soon.
Well, that's it.
Yep, another one in the books. We did it.
If you want to send us any of your thoughts, actually fling us any of your thoughts, you can do so at the website www.hoppodcast.com.
That's HOPPODCAST.com.
It's still such a stupid name.
It's such a stupid name. We look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for listening.
You got into the safety business because you wanted to protect people, but somewhere along the way, the job started controlling your time, your schedule, your priorities, even your income potential. What if the expertise you've built over the years in the field can give you something more? More freedom, more control, more ownership of your future. I'm Sheldon Primus, the author of 7 Steps to Starting a Profitable Safety Consulting Business and the host of the Safety Consultant Podcast, with more than 350 episodes helping safety professionals become consultants and grow their career. Consulting changed my life. In fact, I'm a full-time RVer, and one consulting contract paid for my home I live in today. Now, I help safety professionals build their own consulting practice through bi-weekly coaching calls, accountability, and personal guidance. But this program isn't for everyone. Start with the Consultant Readiness Audit at sheldon.coach.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete Signal Transmission Trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion, the book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all 3 books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.